Welcome to another episode of the Cat Breeding for Beginners podcast. I'm Pamela and I breed British Shorthairs in Perth, Western Australia. I have a real passion for cat breeding and exhibiting, and I want to share my knowledge and experience with you. I'm on a mission to help new cat breeders go from feeling intimidated, confused and having trouble getting started to confidently breeding happy and healthy cats whilst enjoying this amazing hobby. Before we get started, make sure you visit my website and download your copy of my helpful guide, Advice to New Breeders, where experienced breeders share some great tips they wish someone told them when they started breeding. You can find the link on my homepage at www.catbreedingforbeginners.com. Just look for the picture of Angelica with her kittens. Well, today I want to talk to you about dogs, which sounds a bit weird because normally I'm talking to you about cats, but you'll understand why in a moment. I'm at the airport. I'm picking up another kitten. I'm getting a kitten from my friend who is a very dear friend, and I've known her for almost as long as I've been breeding. And I'm really excited to have a kitten from her because that's a really, you have a friendship and then you have a kitten that you're sharing that helps you share that friendship as well. So that's really lovely and I'm excited about that. But I want to tell you a story. I'm sitting here at the airport waiting because the flight's been delayed. And a lady came up and she tapped on the window of my car and she said, are you waiting for a dog? And I said, no, I'm waiting for a cat. She said, oh, okay. So she went over to the gate. And then while she was waiting, a man came and then they were at the gate and they were talking together. And I thought, they must know each other. And then the airport workers opened the gate and they pushed out this big pet carrier on a trolley. And I heard the man say to the airport worker, oh, is there another one? We're waiting on two. And then the lady said, no, I think they're in the same crate. And the airport worker said, I'm not sure. And the lady said, no, there's two in here. And then she opened the door in the car park. The dogs just took off. And then I heard them calling the dogs names. And clearly these dogs had not met these people before. And I know now that they hadn't because I could see on the side of the box, there's actually the rescue group. One of the rescue groups that's up north of Australia has sent them down to Perth. So they've never met these people before. And they're trying to call these dogs, and the dogs are just running around like crazy, like we've just got off plane and we're freaked out. And they ran around the car park, came back to the gate, ran around the car park again, and then went out in the street. Oh my God. So the little dog, I think they got the little dog because the lady had like a cat carrier at the back of her car, and she came back from looking for the dogs and picked up that cat carrier and put it in her car. And when she did that, it seemed to me like there was actually an animal in there, that it was heavy enough. It wasn't just an empty one. So then she put it back in the car and she went out again into the street. And they were over in the bushes and they were like completely on the other side of the road. Now, there is crazy bad traffic here today. It is really bad traffic. There must be a big flight coming in. And that dog's gone. It's gone. I could see them sort of going further and further away, and it looked like they maybe knew where the dog was and had seen it. But then the man just came back out of nowhere, got in his car and drove away. It was wild. He had the leash with no dog on it. Anyway, since then he's come back again, and he got out and he walked around and then he went again. I just don't know what's happening. The lady hasn't been back. But I noticed as the man was walking away that some people were pointing at something. So maybe they'd seen the dog. It's very dark here tonight. There's no moon. There's not a lot of lighting in the car park. But the moral of the story is, I'm getting there. The moral of the story is, if you get an animal from the airport, often you'll have a hire crate. And you'll have your own crate that you will bring and put the animal in to take it home. Now, here at the airport, there is a caged area where you can take the animal into the caged area, and when you take it into the caged area you can close the gate, then you can safely take it out of the carrier and then put a lead on it and then take it to your car or put it in your own carrier. Oh no, I can see the lady. She doesn't have the other dog. Both dogs are still missing. Oh my goodness. So as I was saying, there is a gated area where you can take the animal in and you can change it over and it's fully safe and secure. And the man that works here was telling me that if you have cats, they have a room they have a room you can go to, and you can take them out of the box and put them into your box and then take them home. Normally we would do that in the car. So there are so many ways that you can do these things that are not opening the cage in the car park. I can't believe that. So I just thought I'd make a little podcast about that as a bit of a word of warning. If you are picking up an animal from the airport, use their facilities to change it over safely, or do it in your car. Do it in your car. Do not open it out, because apparently people have done this with cats before, and they said that there's a couple of cats that have been completely lost because people have just opened the thing and went, oh no, my cat's fine, and then off it's gone. The man was telling me they found 2 of them. They found the rest of them they've never found. A dog that went missing, they found that 3 days later. But I don't know if this little guy is ever going to get found. Hopefully someone will pick him up and take him to the vets and get him scanned and microchipped, and then he'll obviously be scanned back, hopefully, to the rescue group. But wow, I think both of them are missing. That's crazy. It's so busy out there. I'm really scared for them. If I get an update, I'll update this podcast. Okay guys, bye for now. So just a little bit of an update for you. I did get in touch with the rescue organisation whose name was on the side of the big dog crate that the dogs came in. And they told me that it wasn't their dogs that were sent down, it was another group's dogs, but they were going to get in touch with them. And as far as I know, the dogs were not recovered at that point, but they were microchipped, and that they had high hopes that they would get them back. And they did then, we did have a conversation about the way that the dogs, arrived, and that they said that that particular group does tell people the proper way to actually get them when they arrive, but they would pass that on and make sure that it was reinforced. And I said, maybe you should even have it on the actual crates themselves, that should be how they do it, and just an education process for the people getting the dogs. But that was a horrible experience. So I don't have an update as to what happened to the dogs, but I do know that something came of it, that the groups were going to make a bigger effort to make sure that people knew what to do when the dogs arrived, not to just open the carrier. Okay. Thanks for listening. Make sure you visit www.catbreedingforbeginners.com, where you can find articles, guides, courses and more. Plus, make sure you check out my amazing New Cat Breeders Club. It's a supportive space where new cat breeders can learn, share and help each other. I only take new members a few times a year, so sign up to make sure you don't miss out.